I mentioned Solana. The TON network is also slowing down and stopping. I mentioned that before about how I hate how it got blockchain stopping. It was legitimized by Solana, and now we seem to tolerate it with the Telegram's blockchain and other ones.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem to be Telegram's
one, right?
only
we had
problem.
Cosmos. We've had others that have had issues, right? They sometimes, for some reason, stop because there's some centralized. What was that term that we had for that Windows problem that everyone had? What was that called?
CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike. There's a CrowdStrike point somewhere in there. And so,
But I think for TON, it's kind of another issue. So it is not the first time. TON is actually having some frequent issue about an ability to process transaction fast enough. It is kind of victim of its success, definitely, but it's also highlighting its limits. But in the last, I think 3 days or something, it stopped twice. And so that's kind of even worse than usual. Now it is working as usual again, but we can see that, more and more. And as we talk about those news about adoption and some potentially welcoming of positive regulation that would probably follow with more adoption, more usage, and we can see that the current blockchain networks are already struggling immediately when they actually get famous. It is actually interesting because when they are not really famous, it is really a very low usage, and it looks like that network will be able to handle everything. But then whenever there is one thing, like you can see on Solana, most of the actual usage is coming from pump.fun. So one thing, and then the whole network is now having so much issues. And it is something that could be completely solved by side chains, because the advantage is that you can scale up as you need, right? Like if you have more need for a new project, and again, that new project would start on its own side chain, and then obviously things can scale up, competition can come up. If the fees are coming, if the network is stopping, that would be a huge red flag if you have multiple options, right? So this is definitely something that sidechain can fix.
Condition. So we see it in TON network. We see slowdown in Aptos, in Solana, in even Cosmos. All of this stuff, this is why in Divi we keep promoting the sidechain kind of paradigm. Because the utility, the excitement needs to happen off the main chain. All these chains, even Ethereum, like all of them, when something gets popular, it means everyone else can't do their thing. And that proposition is nuts. So this is what we're fixing. This is the exact one of the many things that we're fixing by pushing utility to side chains, but having the transfer of assets to those side chains being safe. That's the key. That's not the same. And on the side chain, you're still using Divi.
Entirely,
that's right.
Sovereign.
That's right. And I mean, you always have some new project that is coming and forking or reviewing, an approach, and then claiming that they will be able to handle everything. But every time it's the same, right? Solana was the last successful one, but we can see, you just mentioned Aptos, that it is also the same, right? They came with huge claim that they would be able to handle everything, and now they have some kind of alternative of pump.fun on their network, and they are already facing limitations. So it is pretty clear that the only way to really scale is to have the ability to expand the network through multiple blockchains, and that's only through the technology of our partner that it is possible.
Yep.